Hello everybody, hope you're having a great day today. My name is Steve. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. Today I'm going to be reacting to Britain is building the world's largest tidal power project. I came across this video and I just thought this looked really interesting. I think this is the first time I've ever explored anything quite like this, but the description actually says a green energy project taking place in Britain right now is the Merseyside Tidal Power Project. Once completed, this mega project will power 1 million homes in Liverpool. What is the insane engineering behind the Mersey Tidal Power Project? Why are they building it? And will the Mersey Tidal Power Project be a success? So this just sounds really interesting, guys. I really love these mega projects, and I believe you guys have quite a few of these going on in the UK at the moment. So I definitely want to explore more of these in the coming weeks and months. So if you know of any other projects that are sort of similar to this, please let me know in the comments, because this is the type of thing I just love learning about. But anyways, guys, enough rambling from me. Let's go ahead and dive in and check out. Britain is building the world's largest tidal power project.
Parts of the United Kingdom are sinking, or to be more accurate, bound to be claimed by the sea as early as 2050. And no, it is not a mere scare tactic to get people more serious about tackling climate change and global warming. The fact that the UK is an island means that there is very little the government can do
That's true.
in terms of preventative mega projects, such as seawalls, to tackle tidal flooding. However,
Hold on. I definitely would like to look into that, guys. That's something else I've really never had any experience with, because I've never really lived on the coast, except for when I was in Florida for a period of time. I've lived on a coastal state for most of my life, but I've never actually lived on the coast for any serious extended period of time. And so for you guys that live in the UK or Ireland, I'm guessing having seawalls is probably a pretty regular occurrence in a lot of areas. So I'd love to see about some of these and learn about some of those. So if you have any really cool seawalls that you'd like to share with me in the comments, please let me know. I'd love to check out some of these in the future.
Inland areas such as Merseyside town, villages, and even the docks and other parts of Liverpool, there are solutions that are quite amazing because they come with a side benefit of producing green electricity. The plan is simple. They know they cannot do much for coastal areas such as Sefton and North and West Wirral. However, a lot can be done for Widnes, Warrington, and other inland Merseyside towns.
Oh, look how beautiful that is, man.
They plan to build the world's largest tidal power project, which would include a colossal barrage across the River Mersey that would prevent future inland flooding due to rising sea and floods during high tides. How serious is the emergency that is driving the Liverpool authorities to undertake such a massive project that they can't even afford? What is the River Mersey Tidal Power Project that is designed to solve this emergency? And is the project feasible and the funds will be raised, or will the central government ignore the pleas? It is quite tragic that many Merseyside towns and villages are set to vanish by 2050. Accurate research and studies show that places such as Sefton, Wirral, and Warrington could be entirely submerged, while Liverpool's historic—
What? The entire towns would literally be submerged. They really believe that the entire towns will be submerged by 2050. Like, I understand, you know, the UK and Ireland are islands, right? But they're massive islands, and it's just interesting to think about. It just seems impossible, right? It just seems impossible that these entire towns will just disappear. I mean, I guess it is possible. I know towns have disappeared in the past, but I don't know. You just don't really think something like that could happen in your lifetime, really. At least it's not something I've ever really thought about. But I'm curious, guys. I've obviously heard of Merseyside, and I know of it, sort of. Never really looked at Merseyside itself, but I've looked at the Liverpool area a little bit and whatnot. But what exactly is Merseyside? I believe Liverpool is within Merseyside, and these other places are. So is it considered a county, or is it, what exactly would you consider Merseyside?
Historical docklands, golf courses, and even planned football stadiums could also become obsolete due to extreme tidal flooding. One of the main reasons for this predicted catastrophe has to do with the tide patterns in the areas that can reach as high as 10 meters. The area is notorious for its 4 daily tides. This means even a few centimeter rise in sea levels in the Irish Sea can cause dramatic, sudden flooding in low areas in Merseyside and as far inland as the Mersey River goes. This approaching and possibly unavoidable catastrophe led the Liverpool authorities to resurrect a 100-year-old plan for a mega project that involves a barrage across River Mersey. However, since times have changed, the mega project is no longer just about controlling the high tides, but is about producing enough green electricity to power as many as 1 million homes.
Wow. I actually love that, though. It's like if you're going to I guess you're basically damming off the river and then you're controlling the flow in. So if high tides coming in, you'll let less water through, I'm guessing. But at the same time, you're able to control flooding, but use that to actually power the homes in the surrounding area. That's genius. I love that, man. If you've got to do something like dam up a river like that, it's a great idea to actually get another benefit from that as well.
Plans to build a huge barrage across the River Mersey received a huge boost in 2022 following an agreement between Liverpool City Region and South Korea's state water company, K-Water, to cooperate in developing the world's largest tidal power project on the River Mersey. K-Water already owns and operates the Seawall Lake Tidal Range Power Scheme, which is currently the world's largest. Liverpool has been lobbying...
Wait, it would be larger than that? Okay, that looks massive. This would be larger than this. Wow. Okay. So would it also serve as like a bridge? Like could you drive across this as well? It looks like that's a road on that one. I don't know. Guess we'll find out.
Seawall Lake Tidal Range Power Scheme, which is currently the world's largest. Liverpool has been lobbying the central government for funds for the project. Once these funds, or about £3 billion, are secure, the construction of a 1.2 gigawatt tidal power project would begin within as little as 6 months. Several organizations and educational institutes have formulated designs for the project and conducted related surveys and assessments that include either a barrage or a lagoon tidal power plant, and several locations have been deemed suitable. But the fact remains that the project is still only on paper, and a final design will be selected once funds are secured. Let's move to discussing tidal power. You are probably wondering what tidal power is, how it works,
I got a general
and
idea.
whether it is as good as or better than wind and solar power.
I would think it would be better than, because it's constant. You're always having, tides coming in, right? So it's a constant. The sun's not always out, the wind's not always blowing, but tides never stop. So it seems like when you're talking about a renewable energy source, it seems like tidal power would probably be one of the best versions of renewable energy you could create. So I think it's a great idea. If they're going to have to dam up the river anyway, I think this would be a great idea. To go with the damming of the river.
1,000 years ago, Europeans used tidal energy to operate grain mills. The technology was quite simple. Incoming tidewater was retained in storage ponds, and the outgoing tidal movement was used to turn water wheels to mill grain. In the 19th century, it was discovered that this process of using falling water and spinning turbines can be used to create electricity. Tidal energy is simply a form of power produced by the natural rise and fall of tides caused by the gravitational interaction between planet Earth, the Sun, and the Moon, which makes it 100% green and infinite. Several factors make the River Mersey an ideal place for a tidal power barrage. For example, its tidal range, which is the difference in water level between high and low tide, can be 10 meters or more at spring tides. While the narrow channel at its entrance, known as the Narrows, means the barrage could be shorter and thus cheaper to construct. Additionally, it is within proximity to a large urban area, with lots of electricity demand. Hence, it can be feasible and profitable despite the predicted high construction costs. Experts say that such a facility can produce up to 1.5 terawatt hours of electricity each year, which is enough to supply electricity to all the homes in the city of Liverpool and the surrounding area.
Wow! All the homes in the city of Liverpool and the surrounding areas. Now, I never want to see a beautiful river be dammed up just for no reason. You just kind of want to let the river be, especially in a beautiful area, right? But especially if it's in a natural area that hasn't been built surrounding the area. But this area, obviously, you got Liverpool and whatnot, so it's already an industrialized area. And it just makes sense based off of the little bit I'm learning here, with the possibility of mass flooding in the coming years and even today. So you could actually control that flooding, but also get power from it. That's just such a great idea, But I'm curious. The one we just saw that was, I believe, in South Korea, that thing looked massive. And this river doesn't look quite as wide as what we were seeing there. I'm not really sure how wide this river is, but I'm curious what is going to make this the largest tidal power project, because it just doesn't look like it's going to be as wide across, but maybe it is wide. I'm just getting different angles here that make it look a little more narrow.
Choice of a tidal barrage is ideal for the location. Hence, it will also act as a seawall during tidal floods and also mitigate the negative effects of rising sea levels. The planned barrage would act like a dam that is built across the rivers.
Right.
Turbines inside the barrage enable the basin to fill during incoming tides and release through the system during outgoing tides, generating electricity in both directions.
Oh, wow.
It operates almost exactly like a river dam in capturing the power in the surrounding water.
Wow.
The technology is already tried and has evolved quite a bit in the past few years.
Hold on. Oh, this is so cool, man. So you're basically going to be releasing the water back and forth underneath the surface level of the river. So I was thinking it was kind of going to pour in, like you were going to open some gates or something. It was just going to pour in, but that's not the case. It's just going to gradually lower and increase the height of the river water on either side as the tides are coming and going. Wow. That's amazing. And so I'm guessing there's got to be room. They're going to build a gate up here for ship traffic and stuff like that. This one, if this is the design they went with, doesn't necessarily look like it's going to be a road across. But I'm guessing maybe they would turn into something you could walk across, which would be pretty cool. I don't really know that. I just think that would be cool if they did that. But man, this is really cool. I'm also curious if anyone happens to have this fact off the top of their head. I can go look it up later either way, but I'm curious, how deep on average is this river? I'm really curious how deep down they're going to have to build this dam, basically, this tidal power project.
Years. The second proposal for the Mersey Tidal Power Project is a tidal lagoon. Tidal lagoons are like barrages in using man-made retaining walls to partially contain a large volume of incoming tidal water with embedded turbines to capture its energy. However, it is unlikely that the lagoon concept would be adapted since...
Dude, hold on. I'm sorry, guys. I got to see that again. I know this is just an artist's impression, but isn't that beautiful? Now, some people in the area that would actually have to pay for this, possibly if it was through tax dollars or whatnot, if they had a tax increase, would probably say, oh, this is just a waste. But if you didn't have to pay for this through taxes, if somehow it was able to be raised without that, or maybe even if you were okay with your taxes going to this, if you're going to build something like this anyway, this is beautiful. I love how this could turn into like some sort of place where people could walk and it have these beautiful lights and whatnot. I just think I think it's great when these mega projects and structures of this type are built in a way that are beautiful as well and just fit into the scenery and people can get use out of them through walking and whatnot. I just think that is, layer as many benefits to something like this mega project, as many benefits as possible on it. You know what I mean?
It is unlikely that the lagoon concept would be adapted, since it is sort of unproven on a large scale, with no current examples in operation, even though a few are under development in China and North Korea. Mind you that
I like the
8
dam idea.
tidal power projects are currently proposed on the west coast of the UK. However, concerns regarding potential environmental impact and cost are still obstacles. Another factor is the lack of interest by private corporations, which do not see profits in such power projects. We do have to say here that since such schemes are designed to also protect large swaths of land from tidal flooding and potential catastrophes as sea levels rise, the financial burden falls on the central government. Nevertheless, it is widely expected that both governments and private corporations will increase spending in this field as ocean industries grow. Such industries include aquaculture, ocean mineral mining, and oceanographic research.
Ocean mineral mining. They're really doing that? So they're going and mining at the bottom of the ocean? I mean, obviously I understand, there's oil rigs out in the sea and whatnot, but I didn't know they were actually mining for minerals in the ocean. That's interesting.
Mining and oceanographic research. These rising industries represent what is called the blue economy, which is defined as the sustainable use of ocean resources for economic growth, improved
Definitely
livelihoods,
a lot of resources
and jobs,
in the ocean, that's
while
for sure.
preserving the health of ocean ecosystems. Since the west UK coast experiences 4 tides a day that extends over 24 hours and 50 minutes and is predictable and as consistent as gravity itself, the tidal barrages or lagoons would produce electricity around the hour as the water flow in both directions is utilized.
Wow.
This is called a tidal power two-way generation design. The two-way generation uses turbines to generate power during both flood and ebb tide. All the water flows through the turbines, and the water is not held back, but allowed to flow freely and constantly turn the turbines. A tidal energy generator using tidal lagoons would also operate as a barrage. However, unlike barrages, tidal lagoons can also be constructed along the natural coastline. A tidal lagoon power plant could also generate continuous power. The turbines work as the lagoon is filling and emptying. The advantages of tidal power are many. For example, water is denser than air, which makes tidal energy more powerful than wind energy, producing much
and more consistent.
Power. Tidal power is also more
areas.
Predictable and consistent than wind or solar energy,
Right.
both of which are intermittent and less predictable. However, cost and some technical complexities remain an issue. Do you think that Liverpool will succeed in raising the funds, overcoming the obstacles, including technical ones, and building the River Mersey Tidal Power Barrage? Let us know in the comments section. And please like, share.
All right, guys. This was amazing. I obviously don't live in this area. I'm not sure what all this would affect when it comes to maybe ship traffic, the environment, the way the area looks, and so forth. On the surface, if there is concern with flooding, I'm sure a lot of the people that live in these areas with the flooding maybe would appreciate something like this. And it sounds like not just to control the flooding, but you're actually able to actually get the benefit of the power. And you could potentially, create something really beautiful here as well. But I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments. What do you think of something like this? For me, the little I know about renewable resources, it's something I've looked at sporadically. I've never really took a deep dive into learning all about these different renewable resources or renewable energy sources. But tidal power definitely seems like one of the better options because, like it says, it's constant. You've always got the tide. You can't always depend on wind. I mean, in some areas, it's windy all the time. And so maybe in some areas, you can mostly depend on the wind consistently. But again, it's not as powerful as the tide. And then the sun obviously is going to go out, sporadically. Not go out, but you know what I mean. You can't get sun 24 hours a day. And, even during the daytime, if it's really cloudy or whatnot. And so if you're in a really rainy area, that's really not going to work. But the tidal power would work all the time in all areas with a good tide. And so I think it's logistically harder to build something like this than, solar farms or wind farms or whatnot, which is something I definitely need to look into because I know you guys in the UK specifically, I don't know about Ireland. I don't know if they have a lot of wind farms too, but I know in the UK, you guys have quite a few wind farms, and that's something that I have no experience with. We obviously have some windmills here in the US, but we don't really have a huge amount of wind farms that I know of. I've never seen them anyway. But I think you guys have maybe the largest wind farm in the world, which I should look that up soon. But let me know in the comments, guys, if you know anything about that as well. I need to figure out what the name of that may be. I can find it. But anyway, guys, I think this could be an interesting way to obviously power over 1 million homes, all the homes in Liverpool, the surrounding area. I mean, that's incredible, man. I do wonder if you built something like this, if the government did it, would it lower the cost of the energy, the power to those homes and businesses in the Liverpool and surrounding areas? Or would it pretty much stay the same, or would it even increase? I mean, I guess it depends on would one of the private energy companies build this, or would it be something that was built by the government themselves and then they control the power? I don't know. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, guys, and thoughts on this project, this specific project, or tidal power in general, or other renewable resources and things like that. This is a topic that I definitely want to explore a little bit more of, because I know you guys in the UK are a little bit more advanced in this area than we seem to be in the US, at least that I know of. Like I was saying, with your wind farms and whatnot. And I just find this stuff, these mega projects and things like this, very interesting. They're things I really haven't ever learned about, but it's just fascinating the human ingenuity that we have to create things like this. But anyways, guys, enough of my rambling. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please click that like button. Feel free to drop your comments or suggestions about this video or others. And don't forget to subscribe to continue to follow me on my journey to discover my British and Irish ancestry. Until next time, guys, peace.